My name doesn't mean anything to me.
I didn't want any names attached to who I was because any name was attached to the past.
I had to deal with a lot of obstacles growing up, family-wise. Alcoholism was very prevalent in the family. Physical abuse was normal. There was a lot of being locked in your room for several days, no food. I felt like a prisoner of my own life. When somebody calls you by your name, there might be a sense of pride. There's like, my dad named me after my grandfather and where our family came from. My mother named me Eric. My middle name was Frank from my biological father. Never met my father until I was 25.
So I got the name changed and I thought it was pretty cool, and obviously I'm not, you know.
How many times have you changed your name?
Oh my goodness. Twice I've done it. Twice I have.
And what were they?
This is a long story, Justin.
What's your legal name?
Okay, well, turn the camera off. We'll go through all this. Turn the camera off, because I can't say anything with a straight face. All right, is it off?
No.
My name is Darth Vader. I'm 43 years old, and I'm living with leukemia. If the doctors were right, I'd be dead right now, but I'm not. And I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. Cancer.
Oh, you gotta start it now. I've been thinking about the time you walked out on me. There were moments I believed.
I remember the day that my daughter was born, August 20th, 1995, 7:15, on a sunny Sunday morning, just like today, beautiful day out, not a cloud in the sky. And she was, 7 pounds, 12 ounces and a quarter, 21 inches long. It's just embedded into my brain because it was just the best day of my life.
If you've never met my dad, I would definitely say that he looks scary at first, but he's kind of like a Sour Patch Kid. He's sour, then he's sweet. Oh my God, you seen the Kevin Hart though? When he's like talking about like his daughter.
You know Kevin Hart's here tonight, right? For you?
Oh my God, really?
I just thought. See what I got to put up with? See what I got to deal with? Me, it's pretty much myself.
Her mannerisms, her manners, her character, her integrity, her drive.
He was always by my side. He always took care of me. He would let me paint his toenails.
You got 4 different colors. You got like a nice nail hardener with maybe a clear coat. Having a daughter changes you, man.
When I found out that my dad has cancer, I had no idea back then that like what it was and what it meant. He had this screen name and it was like cancer in my body. And like I was like reading it and I was like, what does that mean? He was just like, oh, well, I'll tell you when you're older.
And that's such a fine line to not make your child worry when, like, my daughter knows that I'm sick and she knows I have, a terminal illness, but I'm not going to talk about it every day. I'm not going to bring it up. I'm not going to talk about the amount of pain that I'm living in. I'm not going to talk about my doctor's appointments because she doesn't need to know that. 13 years ago, I was diagnosed with myeloproliferative disorder, myelofibrosis, the overproduction of platelets in the bone marrow. They can kind of combat it with chemotherapy and eventually a bone marrow transplant, which will only slow the process. It doesn't guarantee that it's going to cure me. The doctors gave me 10 to 12 years to live, which was 13 years ago.
I started training people about 2002, pretty much the same time I got diagnosed. I've always been extremely active.
That 1 hour in the gym 5 days a week can change to 23 hours of the rest of the day. When I was a junior in high school, I wanted to be trained by the hardest outfit that the United States have to offer in the military. I immediately went right into the Marine Corps. As an adult, we all reflect, whether consciously or unconsciously, that structure and the discipline growing up as a child. I needed that direction and I needed that path to be carved out for me that I never got.
He gave me bits and pieces about his childhood. He definitely tried to keep that under the rug, like sweep it under the rug kind of.
You know, you only usually reflect on the good and the bad, and there was a lot of bad. Seeing my mother be physically beat up and abused, seeing myself getting pushed around, punched, kicked, hit. Raised in an abusive environment till I was 6, 7 years of age, where I was abandoned by my mother. If you can't trust your own mother to protect you, to harbor you, to defend you, to feed you, to love you, then who can you trust? I went to 3 different foster homes. I used to have a lot of anger issues, a lot of outbursts. I remember being in group homes where I had to be physically restrained because of emotional outbursts that I had. And I almost craved the restraint of someone hugging me, even though it wasn't the intent of a loving hug. It was the squeeze of another human being, the fact that they were reacting to something that I did, that they put their arms around me to calm me down. So I used a lot of that pent-up aggression and anger towards, you know, the weights or football opponents in wrestling or, you know, any other sports that I was participating in.
So those are all the Tough Mudder headbands other than the one I still have to put up.
When I first discovered Tough Mudder, it was 4 years ago. It's an obstacle course that's, you know, 10 to 12 miles. They got up to 25 military-style obstacles of walls and cargo nets, and outside of just lifting weights and punching the heavy bag, I needed something more to like grasp onto. I figured, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna give it a try. It was very like connected to what I have to deal with living with leukemia. To see people push themselves to not only their physical, but their spiritual and emotional limit. You see the spectrum of physical endurance and people that don't have that physical endurance that push themselves anyway. Time after time, you start seeing more familiar faces, you're sharing your story, you're hearing other people's stories of inspiration. None of us are where we're at without a hand up. You know, I didn't get that from my mom. I wasn't able to rely on her. But now I can be that type of person that others can rely on. You got one chance at being a great parent. This is a duration of time that never ends. I can't screw this up.
In my life, my dad is extremely important. I have no idea what I would do without him. And, you know, sometimes I feel like kind of guilty, like if I don't say it enough, like if I don't tell him like I love him enough, you know? Because like from his childhood, you know, like nobody ever told him like how great of a person he is or like how much like he's loved. So it's like, I always want to give that back to him, you know? Like I want him to let him know like he's the greatest person ever and I couldn't do, like I would never be where I am without him, you know?
Where are we going? Across, like go towards the thruway?
When you get on stage room 332.
Justin, where are we going?
Can't tell you.
You can't ruin the surprise.
Can I get a hint at least, or?
We are here at this tattoo place because I'm gonna get a tattoo for you because you are my anchor, and that's what I want to get in your name. So I'm gonna get your name with an anchor.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much. How you doing? I'm Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's humbling, you know, for your child to ask that, you know, and do that. So, and how can I say no against having tattoos? This is the blood. This is who you are, your DNA. This is me having a reflective relationship with my child.
An anchor is somebody that holds you down, and my dad is the one thing that has always been constant in my life.
That is awesome. That's great.
What are you feeling? Your daughter just got your name on.
I know. It's about time. You know how long I've had her name on me?
You joke when you're feeling stuff.
Is that what it is? You figured me out already?
I'll always be a parent. And I relate to Darth Vader because he was able to tie everything up before he passed away and to know that, you know, he was leaving some good behind. When I first started doing Tough Mudder, it was me going out there and me wanting to accomplish the event. I felt like I could have done more. I'm better than that. Wearing a gas mask and carrying chains. I need to feel like I'm hampered by other injuries.
When he showed me pictures of the masks and the chains and stuff, I thought he was crazy.
It takes on the persona outwardly that it's the villain, the bad guy. I love Darth Vader. It encapsulates who I am, the darkness that he had to deal with his life, but to always know that you have good inside you.
How many Tough Mudders have you guys done?
Richard, you've done what, like 8? Number 8. It's number 8 for him, 4 for me.
All these they're just fun as hell. None are more important than the other. I guess this one's important because we're playing golf. It's really the first time that I've done a theme. We carpool together, and we've been doing it for about 1.5 years now. And
How you doing, Justin?
Good, man.
Good.
yeah, all right, we out of here. You ready? Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Caddy.
And just follow us. We're going towards Buffalo, the Buffalo area, and then we'll end up going south. It's Andover. We'll see you there. Just follow us. My daughter works full time, and you know she's into her 2nd year of college.
Has she ever attempted to come out here with you?
Absolutely not. She has 0 desire, and that's okay.
The first time I heard about Tough Mudder was a few years ago. He like showed me like the videos of like other people doing it, and I was just like, that's insane. Like those are like tough people, you know? And then he told me that he was doing it, and I was like, be careful.
I could probably guilt her into doing one. I'll trick her. I'll say, hey, I'm gonna take you to Disney on Ice.
Most people that are my closest friends don't know that I have cancer, and I want it that way. I don't want people to look at me and I'm like the sick guy.
Are you coming in?
Yeah, I'm gonna film you in the bathroom.
Let's do it. I'm not shy.
My mission was never to just go out there and be like the cancer martyr. I've heard other people say, talk more about your situation and your conditioning, and I refuse to. Because I thought it was admitting weakness. It was admitting vulnerability. It was admitting a defect. And I didn't want that to define who I was.
When I first met him, his name was Tin Tan Khao Su Chet. What that translates to is Angel of Death in Vietnamese. I call him T.
My first impression was, holy shit, that guy's crazy. I met him here at Tough Mudder. I met him in Wisconsin. As the medic, the nurse that's with him going, no, 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 don't do that.
And he said he was from Canandaigua, New York. And I said, oh, he's just down the road from us. Every single event that I've done, he's been with me.
It's hard to meet T and get to know T and not be so connected to him.
And you see how he acts around people and with people. This guy's okay.
I'm a softie. My daughter did it to me.
The things that he does off this course are just amazing.
The food drives, the fun zones, the clothing drives. He'll never speak of the things that he does in his day-to-day life.
To be diagnosed with cancer and having the tattoos doesn't define who I am. Nothing on me defines who I am. It always comes back to, who are you as a person?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very, very special guest. You may have seen him on Jane the Virgin. Make some noise over here right now. Hey guys. Can I get Mr. Darth Vader to stand up for a second? This is his 32nd Tough Mudder. We wanted to make this day very special, so Tough Mudder is dedicating this entire race to you. Everybody's here, they're running for themselves, but they're also running for you today. And we also have one more very special thing for you.
Hi everybody. My name's Alexis, and this is my dad.
Oh my God, I love you.
And he did not know that I was coming today. I just want to say that, Dad, I love you and I'm so proud of you. Thank you for, giving me my inspiration, giving me my ambition, and the reason why I'm here today. I'm running for you, and everything I do is for you, and I just want to appreciate and thank you for everything you've done for me. So I love you. Yes, I am running today for you. Let's get it.
I thought she was just gonna be like, hi Dad, and then like, okay, see you at the finish line, kind of a thing. And the fact that she was actually gonna run the Tough Mudder with me, that was even a bigger surprise. The cancer's affected my body. It affects my brain, the chronic fatigue, my memory. Consecutive days and consecutive months of doing chemo treatment where you become ill, where your body goes through like a drug withdrawal because of the medications and the cladribine and the Kytrol. Those are the defining moments of who you are as a person. Are you gonna be the person who just quits and gives up every single time times get tough?
Repeat after me. As a Tough Mudder, I pledge that.
As a Tough Mudder, I pledge that.
Are you going to die on your feet? Or are you gonna die on your knees? We're all gonna go. It's how are you gonna go out? How are you going to live? How are you gonna be remembered?
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Never really thought I was gonna do one, and then if I did, I thought I was gonna train for it, go really hard.
Get in there, Alexis. Don't be afraid.
When I first started doing Tough Mudder, I had the hardest time getting over some of the walls. I had some of the hardest times getting across the monkey bars.
First time ever. Unbelievable, right? You almost had legit. You almost had. You hold that? That's what I'm talking about. That was incredible.
Killed it. It's your kids opening up their favorite Christmas present, and you didn't know that you gave them that Christmas present.
Keep it up, man. You got this.
Thank you.
Wait, people were talking about you when you were setting up. Do they call you Vader?
Yes.
Nice. Nice to meet you, Vader.
Thank you.
They don't call him that. That's his real name.
Up to this last year, I didn't want to be an inspiration to other people. I wanted to be the lone wolf, because that's all I knew. I just wanted to put my gas mask on, close the world down into my own mask. Leaving yourself open, leaving your heart open is difficult. It took me till about this year to realize I need to hear other people's stories to inspire me.
Hey, Darth.
That's what I'm talking about, brother. That's what I'm talking about.
Nice seeing you.
You as well. Thank you.
And if I don't take the initiative to open myself up to share my story, then how would I expect anyone else to open up to share their story to become the inspiration to me?
First time I met you was in Chicago. Had a little 30-second conversation, maybe, and that inspired me.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It means a lot, man. Thank you.
How many have you done since you met him?
18.
Oh my God, that's unbelievable.
And I mean, and you're part of my mom's inspiration right now, so I mean, she's been in and out of the hospital for 2 months straight now. No, she's not giving up.
That's what it's all about right there, man. More heart than scars.
Yeah.
To see the way people reacted to my dad, I'm so proud to be his daughter.
Tell me about it. Maybe if I just take it off.
Your thing's unbuckled. You like it?
There we go. That feels better.
It's never to the point where, you know, I'm gonna collapse. There's been a few times that, you know, one particular time I wanted to quit. Last year, I broke my leg and my ankle at Worlds at the 7th mile. I went through the emotional, you know, aspect of denial, grieving, bargaining. I literally thought about dropping my chains, walking down the mountain and saying, I quit and I give up. I couldn't do it. There would be no way I would ever respect myself if I gave in now. I don't care if Tough Mudder packed up, took down all the barriers, they took down the border markers, they took down the finish line. I was gonna cross that finish line even if the finish line wasn't there.
What are you doing, Darth?
Is that heavy?
It is towards the end, it is.
Ready? Let go. Let go. Okay, I got it.
Stop it!
There's no cancer in my body when I do work this hard.
Nice job, Darth.
Thank you.
Nice, Darth. Beast! You are the man.
Thank you.
Keep it up, buddy. You're the man. You're the man.
I'm not out there to parade myself around like, look at me, I'm the hardest worker out here. I'm doing it for me. And once you feel that you're satisfied the strive to better yourself is dead.
All right, guys, grab his log. Grab it. Who's going?
Good job, buddy. All right?
Why won't you take the one that he just carried in? Nice work, buddy! Nice job, man. Woo! That man right there ought to be everybody's idol. That man is awesome.
You know he's got cancer?
No, I did not know.
Wonderful.
He's my idol. Man stronger than I'll ever be.
Oh my God, I'm so scared.
Don't look down. Jump right out to it.
You got it. Let's go.
It's okay. Listen, and if not, you just jump right in the water. Take your time. It's okay.
Let's go.
No rush. No rush. You can even just jump in the water. You don't even have to reach for the handle. Just jump in the water. Make sure you jump out. It's okay. It's okay.
I'm so scared.
It's okay. It's okay. It's natural.
You got it. You can do it.
It's okay.
I'm so scared.
I'm right here with you. I'm right here with you. It's okay.
Oh my God.
It's okay.
I just like froze. One of my biggest fears is heights. So it's like putting that like right in front of you. I was like, I can't do this, like butterflies are in my stomach, like I can't. What are you gonna do? You're gonna walk around it? You have to face your fear like head on.
You get through this, you earned it.
Everybody's freaking, look at him. Oh my
I love you. Come with me real quick. Okay.
Get in the circle, jerk.
Thank you.
We've known each other for a little while, and you've been a huge inspiration to me, not necessarily for the chains and the mask and the carrying of the log and all that crazy stuff, but all those charities that you do on the side, the food drive, the clothing drive, the dresses for those girls that can't afford them for their proms. You're working for Habitat for Humanity. I mean, what an inspiration, man. You're really an inspiration to me.
Thank you.
I'm proud. I'm proud to be your friend.
Thank you,
really am. I appreciate that. Yeah. And with all that said, I want to introduce you. This is Paul Gilman.
Hi, Paul.
From Tough Mudder, and he's got a little something he wants to say, I think.
Okay, so first of all, I'd like to congratulate you on completing your 32nd Tough Mudder. You are an unbelievable inspiration to the entire community.
Thank you.
And Tough Mudder would like to recognize that by awarding both yourself and Alexis with lifetime passes to enter Tough Mudders for forever and beyond. And we also have set up a fund in your name for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. So everything that we raise for that will go to that fund.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're going to get to choose where the money goes and have something that lives on long after you. And you'll be able to affect the lives of thousands or millions of people forever.
And that's what I want. I want it just to go beyond me, you know, with my friends, family. You know, the course brings us together, and the friendships project even beyond that. Never be defined by your circumstance, but by your hard work and the character of who you are as a person. So thank you.
These are really hands. T, you know how much I love you. You're one of the most inspiring people that I've ever met.
I hope you're around for a very, very long time, man, because I love you.
Hi, Dad. I've always been your little girl, and I will forever be your little girl, no matter how old I get or no matter what separates us. And I just want you to know that you've made me a better person. So thank you.
I've really not talked to my daughter about dying. It's more about living. How I'm gonna live those last few days with my dignity, with my respect, with my head up high. That's the legacy. It's how are you gonna be remembered not only throughout your life, but your last days.